Hello and welcome to our latest video. My name's Jeremy Phillips, Hawkins Group Marketing Manager, and today we're going to have a look at something a little bit different. This is the fantastic all-new Hyundai IONIQ 5. Now before we start, some apologies. This video will be a little bit rougher and readier than our usual standards. Several reasons for that. Number one, this car has only recently arrived with us, so we've got it prepared as quickly as we can. Secondly, we're filming in the height of midsummer in Cornwall, so therefore we're dodging the rain clouds and there's a bit of wind about. And thirdly, again, this car's so new, I've had to resort to my notepad for scribbling all the details down, so if I have to refer to it from time to time, if I make the odd blunder, apologies for that now. So without further ado, let's take a look at this amazing new car. So the first thing about this car is what makes it different, because Hyundai make electric cars already. We have the IONIQ and we have the Kona. The difference with this one is it's the first Hyundai to be built from the ground up as an electric car, and it's got a very interesting platform. Imagine if you like a skateboard. This is very much what it's like. So all the batteries sit underneath here, so for good weight distribution. Now what this means is the car has an extraordinary long wheelbase, so the point from here to here. And the biggest benefit of that is it gives you a lot more room than a conventional car of the same length. So the cabin is very spacious, it's very airy, the floor is a lot flatter. So that is one of the main points about this car. Secondly, it can provide three things: super fast charging, an exceptional range and performance, and we'll talk about those points a little bit later on. So coming around to the back, there's a beautiful mix of curves and angles. It's a really distinctive car. Just while we've been setting up this morning, the number of people who've come up to us and asked what it is, it's just been staggering. Now this one has got a fully electric tailgate. And being a hatchback, it's very flexible. So we've got a nice level loading floor. It's at a decent height. And when we look at boot sizes for this car, it's large. It is actually 527 litres, and then if I drop the seats down, that extends to 1587. Underneath the boot floor here, we have some stowage. So for example, we've got various chargers and accessories under there. Parcel shelf comes out really easily. And then folding the rear seats, that is simplicity itself. And that really is a fantastic amount of space. So if you like cycling like I do, very easy to get your bike or bikes in and out. Surfboards as well, you can fit those in diagonally. And also because of this higher height, absolutely perfect for putting your boots on or having a picnic when it rains, and it does rain here quite a lot. Now premium is a word that is perhaps a little overused, but I can assure you this really is a premium product. Not only in its looks, it's in the feel of the car as well. Now starting at the front here, we have these absolutely stunning LED rectangular daylight running lights, and they've got a little square motif within them, a little bit like a collection of ice cubes. Inside that we then have the rectangular LED main headlight. That theme of the cubes runs across the central area here, which is where a grille would be on a conventional car. That's then balanced with this lovely satin finish, which has got vertical lines. This then leads into a body coloured section, and this particular colour is called Cyber Grey. It's a premium pearl metallic. That leads down to these slats in a satin finish, then a little bit more gloss black, some more satin and another matte colour, leading down to the bottom of the car here. This is covered at the moment, but these grills open when you drive along, and it really does look unique, doesn't it? It's got a big chrome Hyundai badge in the middle, and then these two pressings either side of the gently curved bonnet give the car an aggressive, sort of purposeful stance. Coming around to the back of the car, the dramatic design language continues. So we've got the cube theme running across in the rear tail lights. These are LED as well, and the cubes continue across. There's a very thin, full width LED line that runs all the way across. The bumpers, echoing the front of the car, come down to satin and piano black gloss. There's some very purposeful vents in here. And again, the back of the car echoes the front. It's muscular, angular, but there are some gentle curves, and it makes for a very purposeful design. Now, coming around to the side of the car, we've got a gloss black finisher here on the side of the rear window. This then leads down to the satin wheel arch covers, and then we've got some lovely slashes in them here. This again accentuates the line around the wheel. This particular car is an ultimate model. That sits at the top of the range, so it wears these absolutely stunning 19-inch alloy wheels. Along the side of the car, there's a very distinctive diagonal crease that runs across both doors. That leads down into this rubbing strip, which is satin, and it has these distinctive vents. That comes down to then a gloss black finisher, leading into two different colours here on the sills, which are predominantly satin. So it really is a beautiful mix of lines and styling details. So for the more observant among you, you may have noticed since the last shot it's been raining, or in Cornwall we refer to it as liquid sunshine. Anyway, I think I can put the umbrella away now. And let me tell you about the range of cars. So as well as 3 trim levels, there are also 3 different outputs. The first one is a 58 kilowatt, that's 170 brake horsepower, and that's 2-wheel drive, and that will do 0 to 60 in 8.5 seconds. There's then a 73 kilowatt battery that has 217 PS. That's also 2-wheel drive. That's actually this car. That does 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds. And finally, sitting at the top, there's a 73 kilowatt battery with a twin motor system that produces 305 PS. That's all-wheel drive, and that does 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. Another great feature of the IONIQ is the 73 kilowatt models can also tow. So they can tow up to 1,600 kilos. So if you've got a trailer or a small caravan, that's absolutely great. Now when it comes to charging the car, it can accept the normal 3-pin plug, it can accept the 50 kilowatt rapid charger, but it can also take the 350 kilowatt superchargers where available. So again, this is making this car pretty future-proof. The range depends on the battery size. It's either 238 miles or 298. So given that most people commute probably no more than 30 miles a day, that really is a fantastic usable range in the real world. Right, because of the design of the car with that skateboard platform we looked at earlier, under the bonnet there's a few surprises. So what you may think is an engine isn't. This is actually a front boot or a front trunk. So opening this up, there's around about 50 litres of space in there. So I got my bag in there, and there's something in my bag that we're going to need later on. Over here we've got the serviceable fluids, things that either you as the owner would top up or us as the dealer would look after. Everything's very accessible, and that really is a useful extra bit of storage. Now this car just keeps giving you surprises. It's not only the electric tailgate that is automatic, the charger flap door is as well. I mean, how cool is that? Now, another amazing thing that the IONIQ 5 can do is it can act as a mobile power bank. So what I mean by that is you can harness the power contained within the batteries to run things outside of the car. So with this accessory plug, which is included in the car, you can run a normal 3-pin plug off it. Right, I'll be back in a minute. So hello, you join me again. Right, we're in the cabin now, and the first thing that you notice is it is completely unique. I haven't seen another car like this in terms of its design, or indeed, you know, for the price, its finish. Now, inside the car, there's been an extensive use of eco-friendly and recycled materials. The reason for that is to be less reliant on oil-based materials. And some of the raw materials come from sugarcane, and you'll find them in the headlining, the carpets, and the seats. What's the next thing I can tell you? It is extremely comfortable. These are beautifully comfortable seats. In fact, they're more like chairs. They're more like your favourite armchair. The padding and support is phenomenal. I'm sure it would make a very long journey go very quickly. Now, in front of me here, you've got these two amazing flat screens. Now, these screens are 12.3 inches, and they've got a white backing, but we've got the theme I'll show you in a minute. You can either have black on white or white on black graphics. And underneath we've got this soft padded console, and beneath that we have all the switch gear, and it's all finished in this beautiful silver metallic finish. When we have a look at the stereo later over here in the controls, you'll see more of that. Steering wheel is flattened off on the bottom. It's got these lovely cutouts on the sides, and it's very, very comfortable. So in front of me here, we've got these two wonderful 12.3 inch flat screens. They're very, very configurable. We've chosen the white background, or alternatively, you can have a black background. This screen in front of me shows me all of the important driving information. So I've got my range, I've got my drive mode, I've got the amount of battery that I've got left, I've got the miles that I've covered, and I've obviously got my speed, and also we've got speed limit up here. It picks up road signs and gives you the speed limit. There's various different drive modes you can adjust. We've got eco, normal and sport, and the backgrounds change accordingly. Over on this left-hand screen, which by the way is very easy to see even if you're looking at the main screen, we've got all of the other functions. So for example, we've got climate control, radio media, telephone navigation, map, vehicle settings, and a host of other things. Underneath here, we've got this beautifully finished little console. Reminds me of a sort of a top-end hi-fi from the 1990s. We've got some toggle switches and some physical buttons. For the radio, or the media rather, we can turn the volume up and down with this knob, and the climate control functions under here. We've got some touch, very, very simple touch functions. And then running along the top and on the upper dashboard, we then got ventilation for the driver and passenger. Round to the back of the steering wheel, we've got the paddles to change the braking on the car, various controls on the steering wheel, and you know, a really, really nice, simple, but very elegant design. Now, because this car is built on a specific electric car platform, what this means is it doesn't have the constraints of a normal car. So there is no transmission tunnel because there's no gearbox here. So what this means is there's absolutely loads of storage within the car. So down here we've got a 12-volt socket, we've got a USB, we've got a very, very deep pocket there. Coming up to this sort of console in front of me here, I've got two nice big twin cup holders. Behind it, two USBs. Underneath, my phone is on a wireless charging pad. Behind that, there's a very large rubberized tray. And then we've got a really beautifully padded, comfortable armrest. And underneath there, again, another rubber tray, a nice big stowage area so we can keep things out of the way. So very, very practical up front here in the cabin. So in the back, it's just as comfortable as it is in the front. I've got absolutely loads of headroom and, more importantly, lots of leg room. Again, that is because the floor is virtually flat. We've got 2 USB points here. I've got my own ventilation controls in the pillar. These seats have got 3 different seat rest angles, so I can bring them forward or I can recline, should I wish. And another great feature is the seats slide. So that not only does that give you a bigger load area if you wish, but it also means you can adjust the amount of leg room. So it's a really, really nice touch. So that is the end of our quick look at the all-new Hyundai IONIQ 5. It remains for me to say thank you very much to the Cornwall Hotel at St Austell for allowing us to film in their grounds. And if you like what you've seen and you'd like to come and experience it for yourself, please visit Hawkins Hyundai. We have 2 dealerships at St Austell and Blackwater near Truro. We're open 7 days a week and we'd love to see you.